Thank you, Kirsten, for bringing the hits this morning and bringing up some energy. All right, y'all, it is Wednesday, and we are obviously in the heat of the market in the spring. A lot is going on. Just as a friendly reminder, if your business is not where you want it to be, hire a coach and make sure you've got some accountability, because the ones that I see that are implementing coaches and that are diving into activity, y'all, they're winning, and they're winning not just small, they're winning big. So I want to make sure, y'all, there's something to be said for going to a gym and hiring a coach and doing the same thing in your real estate business. Make sure that you have somebody that's holding you accountable. As much as you intend to do it yourselves, it's very difficult to do without having a person to hold you accountable as well. So just a friendly reminder that coaches matter, and coaches are critical to your business and your success. So just wanted to start out there, and then wanted to talk. I put this in the Facebook group because I want y'all to hear directly from me about the Zillow Keller Williams offering, about off market and what that means. But I want to have a larger conversation in this, so please bear with me and stay with me so that you understand what the bigger picture is happening in the space. Y'all have heard me talk about technology and the rate of technology increasing in the world, in all different industries. At Keller Williams, we believe in obviously building our own tech, which is why we built Command. And we also understand bolt-on technology. And bolt-on technology is not technology that you built. It's think of it as a bolting onto the things that you currently have, right? And so there comes a play in business that you have to bolt on. And you have to bolt on to move to the next step, or you have to bolt on to play chess with other companies. So I want y'all to also understand that most and all businesses and all spaces right now, everybody's trying to create an end-to-end consumer experience. And an end-to-end consumer experience is like an Amazon, right? So they want to have an end-to-end experience so that the consumer logs into one portal, you log into one portal, and everybody has everything in one ecosystem. Does that make sense? Please hit it in the chat. I want to make sure you're following me. So when we hear about companies like Redfin, who is the number 4 real estate search site online, partnering with one of the largest mortgage companies, Rocket Mortgage, partnering with a large residential real estate firm, which is Compass, we have to make moves accordingly. And so I want everybody to understand that this was a chess move. Do I know all the terms around it? No. Do I think it's good or bad? I'm even kill about the whole thing, honestly, because I don't know enough about it. So until I get all the details and the terms and what that's going to look like, I'm not really going to give you my opinion. I'm just going to give you information. And so all that to say is off markets have become a piece of the transaction for end to end. And what I mean by off market is offering an off market platform so that we can get access to more buyers, so that we can essentially capture them before search. What is the number 1 search site online? Hit it in the chat.
Is it YouTube or
Zillow? Zillow is the number 1 real estate search site. Okay. And that is not good or bad. It is what it is. I'm not saying it won't ever be disrupted, but that is what it is. So Zillow is the number 1 search site, right? So when we look at the real estate transactions, we have several pieces of this. We have search, we have off market, we have optionality for sellers. So sellers, Mr. and Ms. Seller, do you want to sell it off market? Do you want to test the market by putting it off market and doing that as a marketing strategy? Or do you want to list it on the traditional market? So you have optionality. You have database management, which database management means you own your book of business and your data, right? And then you also have home management, which is what I mean by home appreciation reports and home equity reports. So there's multiple buckets at play here for end to end. Search is primarily dominated by Zillow. Your database is dominated by you, which is why Keller Williams built a CRM, because they want you to be able to manage and own that. Now, I'm also going to put just a clear message out here. If they're in your database, they're probably in thousands of others, because data is everywhere. But all that to say is, the clients that you do business with, the reason why we're wanting you to get over here into this home management side is that's untapped territory right now. And so if they do business with you and you want to make sure that you're managing their home so that they don't go to a number one search site, you own the relationship. If you don't have those different offerings, you're not going to be able to keep the relationship. And I want everybody to understand this. It's not that your friends don't want to do business with you. Technology, and at a click of a button and an easy button, if they can get that offering, they're not intending to hurt your feelings. But what they want is right now. And what they want is an easy button, just like y'all want when you hire, when you click on Amazon, or you go to shipped groceries, or you go to do the easy button so that you can get technology to help you do things faster, smarter, and quicker. Is everybody following me on this? So what came out yesterday is every office has the chance to decide whether we want to do this offering or not. And essentially what it is I have an off market, and my seller wants to test the market and wants to limit days on market. So if I choose to do so, it can go on this off market exclusive, or whatever they're calling it, on Zillow, and then it'll have two buttons. From what I'm being told, one button will say contact the listing agent, and the listing agent is Sandretta. And then another button will say contact Zillow Premier Agent, and it'll click that button. So say the consumer, so say Corey, you're the consumer, and you click on contact the listing agent. Well, so then it's going to look like my listing, my lead, right? So you're up there front and center. They're going to call you. You're going to work directly with the consumer. If they click the other Zillow Premier button, what we're being told is if it goes to that agent and that agent closes the transaction, you are going to get, I believe they said, a 10% referral from Zillow for just owning the listing. So all that to say is this is a way to capture search and an opportunity for you to play in the optionality space without losing it altogether. And so you still own your database, and you still should own your database. But I just want everybody to understand that it's not one size fits all for the whole ecosystem. Some of it we own, some of it we bolt on. And sometimes we play chess with large companies and businesses to benefit you as the agent and to benefit the consumer. And so I think the message I want to get across here is, to me, this is not good or bad. It is playing chess, and is our goal to have an end-to-end platform, and we have to do so by using different techniques to get there. These are business strategies, and I want y'all to understand that we have some very intelligent, smart people that are making business moves, and within Go that are making business moves. And I'm very lucky to understand this because of Scott Layson, my husband, who understands technology, or I would not be able to have any of this conversation. So all that to say is I want everybody to understand that this is not set in stone yet. There are a lot of terms that have to be negotiated and renegotiated, but it is an offering that rolled out. And because of news source and news outlets, they're going to create a lot of chaos around it. What I want you to focus on is going to get the next deal. Let me work through the terms and the details, and then I will bring that to y'all as things unfold. What questions do you have? I've got some questions in the chat. Is that only for pre-listing? Yes, it's only for pre-listing right now. We're just getting a portion of the search for anything that is not currently active. So this is just your off-market exclusive offering. Questions? Concerns?
I had one.
Yes.
How about, okay, so is it legal? Is it considered a pocket listing? Can you push it out there like that before you even put it in the MLS, according to Tennessee?
It is legal. Off markets are legal as long as it's within the brokerage. And Zillow is a brokerage, and now we're a third-party vendor.
Sarah, my question is, so are you saying that it's going to be marketed to outside agents as well? And then if so, what does that do with our agreement as far as what we need to get them to sign a normal agreement to move forward? Because I know I've had some off market before and there was some limitations because they didn't want it. They didn't want to sign the agreement, but we didn't have the right to necessarily push it out there in front of everybody unless I contacted the agent directly.
Okay, so a few things in this. There's a couple things you just asked, Katrina. Number one, the agreements will be reviewed. So before this is even an option, there probably will be new agreements, right? Number two, whose choice is it to do an exclusive offering? We share it as an option, but whose ultimate choice is it?
The client.
It's the
client.
seller.
Yeah. So the client may choose not to do it. The client may want to use it as a marketing strategy. They may not, right? So then when it goes, so say, Sandretta, you're my client and you're like, hey, I want to test the market. I want to do an off-market exclusive. I want to get some demand going before I actually list it in the MLS, right? And so let's put it on that Zillow, whatever they're calling it, off-market, right? And so you agree to that. And the consumer is so happened to search, I'm just making this up, 38138, and Sandretta's property comes up, right? And so, yes, other agents will see it, and the consumer will see it. And then the consumer can click on the listing agent button to, start to schedule a tour for an off market. I don't believe, to what your question is specifically asking, Katrina, I'm not sure, and that's part of the terms of all this, if we would be able to show it to other buyers that other agents have currently under contract in a buyer representation agreement. But where this empowers y'all is you get to say, I have a different marketing strategy because I have seller optionality, which means I can test the market. I can help put it out there on the number one search site, and let's see what kind of traffic we get. And if we bring a buyer, then this is what we'll do.
I think this is good in the sense that, we've been saying with our private collection, it doesn't really get that much exposure. And how do we change that? So this is one way of getting more exposure. No, it's not going to be on the MLS, but it will be on Zillow. So eyes will be on it. So as far as do they click the listing agent or do they click Zillow Premier agents? I guess when they click on the Zillow Premier agents, they're just going to have to contact the listing agent to get information because it's not on MLS.
Yeah, and they'll be able to track it on their end too. But the reality is, I'm going to call it what it is. Y'all are losing my listing, my leads right now currently anyways, because they're going to the number one search site and they're going direct to Premier. Right? So yeah, to your point, Sammy, if for exposure, you're 100% spot on that. But I'm going to challenge everybody on this call really quickly. What does this do for lead generation on the buy side, on the sell side? In terms of value?
Gives you a reason to call.
What are you calling about on the sell side?
They're inquiring about your listing.
No, for me to gain listings, what is my call?
A different marketing strategy and how to get more eyes on your property.
Mr. and Miss Fizbo, we've got a different marketing strategy that will limit your days on market, that'll allow us to put it on Zillow. I see that it's not on there right now, and you can do that through me, and we'll go ahead and test the market. Let's see what it does. And anybody in my brokerage, because of scale, with y'all understanding this as well, because we have 435, 440 agents, if they bring a buyer, they can see it as an off market. So we can test it out that way. So I have a totally different market strategy due to seller optionality than any other agent in town.
And then
what about on the buy side?
On the buy side, it allows your buyers to see the properties before everyone else sees them, which gives them the advantage to put in the offer earlier and take advantage of the home.
100%. we have a VIP buyer program. If you'll sign with me today, if you have any of these exclusive off markets with one of the largest companies in the world, we will make sure that you get to see that property as an off market exclusive. Sign with me today and you'll be a part of our VIP program. I need us to start thinking in terms of lead gen and not just transaction, right, y'all? Like, I want y'all to understand that we are using these tools for lead gen so that you have a different, unique value proposition to get to the table, whether it's a buyer table or a seller table. And then how can you use this as a strategy to help the seller or the buyer decide what they want? Like, the goal is to explain all of these things, and then it's the consumer's choice. But here's what I know is y'all want choices and they want choices. And this allows you to give them choices. And they may sign and decide to do the same choice they've always done and do it the traditional way. And that's great. But they may choose to get creative and not do it that way. Katrina, you were about to say something else.
I think I was going to chime in on the seller side as far as the advantage, especially for an expired, and if they're worried about days on the market. It gives you the advantage to be able to put it in front of everybody, and the clock doesn't start. But you can also check the pricing and kind of be able to fine tune it before you actually go live. So there are some advantages.
Yeah, and then Sammy, you just asked. This partnership was with Keller Williams, Remax, and Berkshire Hathaway. But we're 435 agents strong in this market, and we could crush this if we wanted to. Any other questions or thoughts around this? Yeah, I don't know. Michelle, we're still looking at the terms of that. That was a question that got brought up on the call. There's still some details, y'all, that we're still working through to figure out, how it's actually, is it going to syndicate through MLS like it has been, or is it going to come directly through Zillow? Like, are we going to enter it through Zillow? Great question. What else? Anybody else? Let me just say this. Like, this stuff is so fun to me. Like, this is like a Super Bowl to me. And business and technology is really cool. And this gives us a lot of good opportunity for us to do and create different offerings than anybody else, regardless of whether the consumer or the customer wants to do it or not. It allows us to have a different, unique value proposition to take more business. And then I've got one more question. Good for private collection. Will this not follow MLS coming soon rules? To my knowledge, they were at a conference with MLS yesterday, and to my knowledge, they're working directly alongside with MLS to make sure they're within the guardrails. Yeah, I love this stuff too, Michelle. I'm geeking out over here, and y'all, this is exciting. This is an opportunity. Whether we decide to take it or not, y'all use it to your advantage and understand your value proposition. We have different tools than anybody else in town. All right, y'all go take market share. Let me know if you need anything. Make it a good one. Make it count. Bye, everybody.